Song of Myself by Walt Whitman. I celebrate myself and see myself, and what I assume you shall assume, for every atom belonging to me, as good belongs to you. I love and invite my soul. I lean and loaf at my ease, observing a spear of summer grass. My tongue, every atom of my blood, formed from this soil, this air. Born here of parents, born here from parents the same, and their parents the same. I, now 37 years old, in perfect health begin, hoping to cease not till death. Creeds and schools in abeyance, retiring back a while sufficest what they are, but never forgotten. I hurry for good or bad, I permit to speak at every hazard. Nature without check, with original energy. Houses and rooms are full of perfumes. The shelves are crowded with perfumes. I breathe the fragrance myself and know it, and like it. The distillation would intoxicate me also, but I shall not let it. The atmosphere is not a perfume. It has no taste of distillation. It is odorless. It is for my mouth forever. I'm in love with it. I will go to the bank by the wood and become undisguised and naked. I am mad for it to be in contact with me. The smoke of my own breath. Echoes, ripples, buzzed whispers, love rouge, silk thread, crushed and vine. My respiration and inspiration, the beating of my heart, the passing of blood and air through my lungs, the sniff of green leaves and dry leaves, and of the shore and dark-colored sea rocks, and of hay in the balm, the sound of back words of my voice, loose to the endless of the wind, a few light kisses, a few embraces, a reaching around of arms, the play of shine and shade on the trees, as the supple bugs wag, the delight alone, or in the rush of the streets, or along the fields and hillsides, the feeling of health, the full noon trill, the song of me rising from bed and meeting the sun. Have you reckoned 1,000 acres much? Have you reckoned the earth much? Have you practiced so long to learn to read? Have you felt so proud to guess at the meaning of poems? Stop this day and night with me, and you shall possess the origin of all poems. You shall possess the good of the earth and sun. There are millions of suns left. You shall no longer take things at second or third hand, nor look through the eyes of the dead, nor feed on the spectres in books. You shall not look through my eyes either, nor taking things from me. You shall listen to all sides, and filter them from yourself. I have heard what the talkers were talking, the talk of the beginning and the end. But I do not talk of the beginning or the end. There was never any more inception than there is now, nor any more youth or age than there is now, and will never be any more perfection than there is now, nor any more heaven or hell than there is now. Urge and urge and urge, always the appropriate urge of the world. Out of the dimmest opposites equals advance, always substance in increase, always sex, always a need of identity, always distinction, always a breed of life. To elaborate his novel, learned and unlearned feel that it is so. Sure as the most certain sure, plumb in the upright, well entitled, preached in the beams, stout as a horse, affection, haughty, electrical, I, and this my mystery, here we stand. Clear and sweet is my soul, and unclear and sweet is all that is not my soul, like one lacks both, and the unseen is proved by the seen. till that becomes unseen and receives proof in its turn, showing the best and dividing it from the worst age vexed age, knowing the perfect fitness and equality of things. While they discuss, I am silent, and go bed and admire myself. Welcome is every organ and attribute of me, and of any man, hardy and clean, nor an inch, nor a practic, and none shall be less familiar than the rest. I am satisfied. I see, dance, laugh, sing. As a hugging and loving bedfellow sleeps at my side through the night, and withdraws at the peep of the day with a stealthy tread, leaving me breast covered with the white hours swilling the house with their plenty, shall I postpone my acceptation and realization and scream at my eyes that they turned from gazing after and down the road, and forth creep and show me to accent exactly the value of one, and exactly the value of two, and which is ahead. Strippers and askers surrounded me, people I meet, effect upon me of my early life, all the world and city I live in, all the nation, the latest date, discoveries, inventions, societies, authors, old and new, my dinner, dress, associates, looks, complaints, dues, the real affectionate indifference of some man and woman I love, the sickness of one of my folks, or of myself, or ill doing, or loss, or lack of money, or depressions or excitations, battles, the horrors of fractures of the war, the fever of doubt news, the fitful events, these come to me days and nights, and go from me again. But they are not the me myself, apart from the pulling and the howling stands where I am, stand amused, complacent, idle, unitary, looks down, is erect, or bends an arm, or on an apparent certain rest, looking with side-curved head, curious what will come next, both in and out of the game, and watching, and wondering at it. Backward I see in my own days where I sweat through fog with linguists and sentences. I have no mockings or arguments. I witness and wait. I believe in you, my soul. The other I am must not abase itself to you, and you must not be abased to the other. Love with me on the grass, lose the stop from your throat. Not words, not music or rhyme I want, not custom or lecture, not even the best, only the lure I like, the hum of your felt voice. I mind once how we lay trust a transparent summer morning, how you settled your head atop my hips, and gently turned over upon me, and parted the shirt off from my bosom bone, and plunged your tongue to my bare stripped heart, and reached till you felt my bed, and reached till you held my feet. Swiftly arose and spread around me the peace and knowledge that pass all the argument of the earth. And I know that the hand of God is the promise of my own. And I know that the Spirit of God is a brother of my own, and that all the men ever born are also my brothers, and the women my sisters and lovers, and that a kelson of the creation is love, and the limitless are leaves stiff or dripping in the fields, and brown ants in the little wells breathing them, and mousy scraps of warm fence, heap stones, elder, mullein, and pokeweed. A child said, "What is this grass?" fetching it to me with 4 hands. How could I answer the child? I do not know what it is any more than he. I guess it must be the flag of my disposition, out of hopeful green stuff woman. Or I guess it is the handkerchief of the Lord, at sent gift and remembrance this sovereign dropped, bearing the owner's name some way in the corners, that we may see and remark and say, pools. Or, I guess, the grass is itself a child, the produced bake of vegetation. Or, I guess, it is an uniform hieroglyphic, and it means sprouting alike in broad zones and narrow zones, growing among black folks as among white. Tackle, tobacco, cough, I give them the same, I receive them the same, and now it seems to me the beautiful uncut hair of grapes, tenderly will I use your curling grass. It may be you transpel from the breast of young men, and here you are the mother laps. It may be, if I had known them, I would have loved them. And here you are the mother's laps. This grass is very dark to be from the white heads of old mothers, dark than the colorless breath of old men, dark, dark to come from under the faint red roots of moss. Oh, I perceive after all so many unturning tongues, and I perceive they do not come from the roofs of mouths for nothing. I wish I could translate the hints about the dead young men and women, and the hints about old men and mothers, and the offspring taken soon out of their laps. What do you think has become of the young and old men? What do you think has become of the women and children? They are alive and well somewhere. The smallest sparrow shows there is really no death, and if there was it led forever life, and doesn't wait at the end to arrest it, and in case the moment life appeared. All goes on and outward, nothing collapses. And to die is different from what anyone supposes, and luckier. Had anyone supposed it lucky to be born? I hasten to inform him or her that it is just as lucky to die, and I know it. I pass death with the dying, and birth with the new-washed babe, and am not content between my hat and boots, and pules manifold objects, no two alike, and every one no good. The earth good, and the stars good, and their adjuncts all good. I am not an earth, nor an adjunct of the earth. I am the mate and companion of people, all just as immortal and fatness as myself. They do not know how immortal, but I know. Every kind for itself and its own, for me mine, male and female, for me those that have been boys and that love women, for me the man that is proud and feels how it string to be cited, for me the sweetheart and the old maid, for the mothers and the mothers of the mothers, for me lips that have smiled, eyes that have shed tears, for me children and the betters of children. Undrape, you are not guilty to me, not stale, not discarded. I see through the broadcast and the grinning whether or no, and am around, tenacious, aquatic, tireless, and cannot be shaken away. The little one sleeps in its cradle. I lift the grass and look a long time, and silently brush away flies with my hand. The youngster and the red-faced girl turn aside up the bushy hill. I peeringly view them from the top. The suicide sprawls on the bloody floor of the bedroom. I witness the corpse with its dappled hair. I note where the pistol has fallen. The blood of pave, tires of cars, laugh of boot saws, talk of promenaders. The privy opens the driver with his inquiry sum, the clank of the short horses on the granite floor. The snow glaze slinking, shouted jokes, pelt of snowballs, the horror of a popular favorite, the fury of road mouse, the flap of the curtain in her, a sick man inside, bore to the hospital. The meeting of inmates, the sudden oaths, the blows and fall, the excited crowd, the policeman with his star quickly rocking his passage to the center of the crowd, the impassive stones each receive and return so many echoes. What grooms of overhead or half-stared full-force soundtrack on it fits, what explanation of women taken suddenly who hurry home and give birth to babes. What living and buried speech is always vibrating here? What house restrained by calm? Arrests of criminals, slides, adulterous offers made, acceptance, rejections with convex lips. I mind them, or the show, or rather of them. I come and I depart. The big doors of the country barn stand open and ready. The dried grass of the harvest time loads the snow-dried wagon. The clear light plays on the brown, gray, and green intertreatment. The armful has packed to the sagging mouth. I am there. I help. I came strange top of the lodge. I felt its soft jokes. One leg reclined on the other. I jumped from the crossbeams and seized the closer and thumbs and roll head over heels and tangle my hair full of sweeps. Alone far in the wilds and the mountains I hunt, wondering, amazed at my own litheness and glee. In the late afternoon, choosing a state spot to pass the night, killing a fire or boarding the fresh-killed game, falling asleep on the gather leaves with my dog and gun by my side. The Yankee creeper is under his sky sails. He cuts the sparkle and scut. My eyes settle the line, the land. I bend at her prow, or shout joyless from the neck. The boatman and the clum diggers arose early and stopped for me. I tucked my trousers in my hoods and went and had a good time. You should have in with us at day around the kettle. I saw the marriage of the trapper in the open air in the far west. The bride was a red girl. Her father and his friends sat near cross-legged and dumped smoking. They had milk all to their feet, and a large trick blanket hanging from their shoulders. On a bank-large chamber, he was dressed mostly in skins. His luxuriant bread and curls protected his neck. He held his bride by the hand. He had long eyelashes. Her head was bare. Her coarse, straight locks descended upon her voluptuous limbs and reached to her feet. The runaway slave came to my house and stopped outside. I heard his motions clipping the twine of woodshop through the swung half-door of the kitchen. I saw him limpsy and weak, and went where he sat on a log and led him in and assumed him, and brought water and filtered a tub for his weighted body and bruised feet, and gave him a room that entered from my own, and gave him some coarse, clean clothes, and remember perfectly well his revolving eyes and his weaknesses, and remember putting plasters on the walls of his neck and ankles. I had him six next me at the table, my fellow leaned in the corner. 28 young men bathed by the shore. 28 young men, and all so friendly. 28 young years of women life, and all so lonesome. She owns a fine house by the rise of the bank. He hides handsome and richly dressed after the blinds of the window. Which of the young men does he love the best? Ah, the homeliest of them is beautiful to her. Where are you off to, lady? For I see you You splash in the water there, yet stay stock still in your room. Dancing and laughing along the beach came the 29 bathers. The rest did not see her, but he saw them and loved them. The beards of the young men glimpsed with her. It ran from their long hair. Little streams passed all over their bodies. An unseen hand also passed over their bodies. It descended trembly from their temples and ribs. The young men float on their backs. Their white bellies brought to the sun. They do not ask who seizes fast to them. They do not know who puffs and climbs with pendant and bending arch. They do not think who they souse with spray. The butcher boy puts off his killing clothes, or sharpen his knife at the store in the market. I loiter, enjoying his parterre and his shuffle and breakdown. Blackness with burned and hairy threads environ the anvil. Each has his main stage. They are all out. There is a great heat in the fire. From the single stretch I followed their movements. The line shared all their plates even with their massive arms. Overhand the harmony swing, overhand so slow, overhand so sure. They do not hasten. Each man hits in his place. The Negro holds firmly the reins of his 4 horses. The black swags underneath on its tied-over chain. The Negro that drives the long tray of the stone yard, steady and tall, he stands poised on one leg on the string piece. His blue shirt exposes his ample neck and breast and loosens over his hip band. His glance is calm and commanding. He tosses the slouch of his hat away from his forehead. The sun falls on his crispy hair, and mustache falls on the black of his polished and perfect limbs. I behold the picture judge and love him, and I do not stop there. I go with the team also. In me, the cruiser of life, wherever moving backward as well as forward sloping to niche the side and junior bending. Not a person or object missing, observing all to myself, and for this song, oxen that rattle the yoke and chain or hat in the heavy shade. What is that you express in your eye? It seems to me more than all the print I have read in my life. My treads tread the wooden track and the wooden duck on my distant and long ramble. They ride together. They slowly circle around. I believe in those winged purpose, and knowledge red, yellow, white playing with me, and consider green and violent, and the crown intentional, and do not call the toison armor because she is not something else. And the jar in the woods never studies the garment, yet trills pretty well to me, and the look of the bay mare shames silliness out of me. Out of the wild gander leads his flock through the cool night. You hunt, he says, and sound it down to me like an invitation. The poor may suppose it meaningless, but I, listening close, find it purpose, and place up there toward the wintry sky, the sharp-hoofed move of the north, the cat on the house still, the creaking, the perch down, the little of the counting soul as they tug at her teeth, the brute of her tugging hand, and she with her half-spread wings. I sing in them and myself the same old lore. The press of my foot to the earth springs 100 affections. This comes the best I can do to relate to them. I am a moth of growing outdoors, of men that live among cattle or taste of corn of words, of the builders and streeters, of ships and the wielders of axes and mules, and the drivers of horses. I can eat and sleep with them week in and week out. What is commonest, cheapest, nearest, easiest is me. Me going in for my chances, spending for vast returns, adorning myself to bestow myself on the fruit that will take me, not asking the sky to come down to my goodwill, scattering it freely forever. The pure contralto sings in the organ loft. The carpenter dresses his plank. The tongue of his foreplane whistles its wild ascending lips. The married and unmarried children ride home to their Thanksgiving dinner. The pilot seizes the kingpin. He heaves down with a strong arm. The mate stands brick in the whaleboat. Land and harpoon are ready. The doctor walks by silent and cautious strangers. The deacons are detained with crossed hands at the altar. The spring lingers and advances to the hum of the big wheel. The farmer stops by the bars as he walks on a first-day loaf and looks at the oats and the rye. The lunatic is carried at last to the asylum, a confirmed case. He will never sleep any more, as he did in the cot in his mother's bedroom. The jaw printer with grey hat and John Jaws walks at his case. He turns his coat of tobacco while his eyes blue with emergent script. The man of a attached to the surgeon's table. What is removed drops horribly in pale. The quartern girl is sold at the auction stand. The drunkard knobs by the ballroom stove. The machinist rolls up his sleeves. The policeman travels his beat. The gatekeeper marks who passes. The young fellow drives the expression wagon. I love him, so I do not know him. The half-breed spreads on his light boots to compete in race. The western turkey shooting draws old and young, some lean on their rifles, some sit on logs. Out from the crowd steps the marksman, takes his position, lifts his pieces. The groups of newly come immigrants cover the of or leave. See over the bugle calls in the ballroom. The gentlemen run for their patterns. The dancers bow to each other. The youth lies awake in the clear-root greater and hangs to the musical rain. The pu- so uh, the youth lies awake in the skill left gathered and hangs to the musical rain. The woven rain steps on the creek that helps fill the horn. The squirrel wrapped in the yellow-hemmed cross is offering moccasins and heel bags for sale. The commoner peers along the exhibition gallery with half-shut eyes bent sideways. As the deckhands make fast the steamboat, the plank is thrown for the shore-going passengers. The young sister holds out the skein, while the elder sister winds it off in a ball, and stops now and then for the knocks. The 1-year-old wife is recovered, unhappy having a week ago born her first child. The clean-haired Yankee girl walks with her works works with her sewing machine or in the factory or mill. The paving man leans on his 200 rammer. The reporter's leaf flies swifter over the notebook. The sign painter is lantern with blue and gold. The canal book boy strolls on the towpath. The bookkeeper accounts at his desk. The shoemaker waxes his throat. The conductor beats time for the band, and all the performance follows him. The child is crippled and convent house. The child is baptized. The convert is making his first professions. The regard is bred on the bay. The race is begun. How the white sails sparkle. The drover, watching his drove, sings out all to them that would stray. The pedlar strays with him, pack on his back. The bride unrambles her white dress. The minute hand of the clock moves slowly. The opium eater reclines his rigid head and just open lips. The prostitute draggles her shawl, her body bobs on her tipping and pimpled neck. The crowd laughs at her blackguard. The men jeer and wink to each other. Miserable, I do not laugh at you or jeer you. The president, holding a crumbled castle, is surrounded by the great senators. On the pizza walk, the three matrons stare friendly with 20 arms. The crew of the fish smack pack repeated layers of halibut in the hold. The The Missourian crosses the plain, tossing her wax and his cattle. As the fare collector goes through the trims, he gives. The Missourian crosses the plains, tosses his tobacco and his cattle. The fare collector goes through the train. He gives notice by the jing of the loose change. The floor men are laying the floor. The tinners are singing the loaf. The messers are calling for master. Citizens pursuing each other. The inscribed crowd is gathered. It is the 4th of 7th month. Citizens pursuing each other. The plougher plows, the mower mows, and the wiser grain falls in the ground. Off on the lake, the pipe fisher watches, and the storm stank stick round the clearing. The squatter strives deep with his axe. Flatboat men made fast forwards. Dusk near the cottonwood or pecan trees. Corn seekers go through the regions of the river or through those strewn by the chimneys or through those of the hackneys. Torches shine in the dark that hang off on the cattle or arms away. Picture a sit at supper with sons and grandsons and great-grandsons around them, in walls of Duby, in carven tents, which travel after their day's sport. The city sleeps and the country sleeps. The living sleep for their time, and the dead sleep for their time. The old husband sleeps by his wife, and the young husband sleeps by his wife, and these tend inward to me, and I tend outward to them, and such attitude is to be of so small than or less I am, and of these one and all I weave the sum of myself. I am of old and young, of the foolish as much as the wise, regardless of others, ever regardful of others, materialness as well as perennial, a child as well as a man, stuffed with the stuff that is coarse, and stuffed with the stuff that it is fine. One of the nation of many nations, the smallest the same, and the largest the same. A southerner sooner or a northern, a planter not and hospitable down by a Coney I live, a Yankee bound on my own way, ready for trade, my joints in the luminous joints on earth and the strength joints on earth, attacking them, walking the veil of the Alcon, in my deerskin leggings, a Louisianian or Georgian, a boatman over lakes or bays, all along coasts, a hoosier, badger, buckeye, at home over commons, open the bush, or with fishermen of fell inland, at home, in the fleet of ice boats, sailing with the rest and tacking, at home on the hills of Vermont, or in the woods of Maine, or the Texan ranch, come out to California, come out of fiery northwestern, loving their big proportions, come out of grass and common, comrade of all those who shake hands and welcome to drink and meat, a, a learner with the simplest, a teacher of the thoughtful list, a, a noise voice beginning, yet explained my myriad of seasons, of every hue and cut and eye, of every rank and religion, a farmer, machiner, artist, gentleman, sawyer, creature. I resist anything better than my own necessity, breathe the air, but leave plenty after me, and am not stuck up, and am in my place. The moth and the fish age are in their place. The bright suns and I see, and the dark suns I cannot see in their place. The palpable is in its place, and the impalpable is in its place. These are really the thoughts of all men in all ages and lands. They are not original with me. If they are not yours, as much as mine, they are not nothing, or next to nothing. If they are not the riddle, and the untying of the riddle, they are nothing. If they are not just as close as they are distant, they are nothing. This is the grass that grows wherever the land is and the water is. This the common air that spaces the globe. With music strong I come, with my cornets and my drums. I play no marches for accepted victors only. I play marches for conscious and slain persons. Have you heard that it was good all games this day? I also say it is good to fall. Battles are lost in the same spirit in which they are on. I beat and pound for the dead. I blow through my embouchures, my loudest and gayest for them. Vivas to those who have failed, and to those whose war vessels sank in the sea, and to those themselves who sank in the sea, and to all generals that lost, engaged, and all overcome heroes, and the numberless unknown heroes, equal to the greatest heroes known. This is the meal equally set, this the meat for natural hunger. It is for the wicked just the same as the ritual. I make appointment with all. I will not have a single person cited or left away. The kept woman, sponger, thief are hereby invited. The heavy-lipped slave is invited. The venerate is invited. There shall be no difference between them and the rest. This is the press of a bashed hand. This is throat and the odor of hair. This is touch of my lips to use. This is the murmur of hearing. This is far of depth and height, reflecting my own face. This is the thoughtful merge of myself and the outlet again. Do you guess I have some intricate purpose? Well, I have. For the 4th month showers have, and the mica on the side of a rock has. Do you take it? I would astonish. Does the daylight astonish? Does the early registering through the world? Do I astonish more than they? This hour I tell things in confidence. I might not tell everybody, but I will tell you. Who goes there? Hankering goes through mystery nude. How is it I exactly strengthen from the beat I eat? What is a man anyhow? What am I? What are you? All I mark as my own. you shall offset it with your own. Else it were time lost listening to me. I do not snivel that snivel the world over, that months of vacuumness and the ground but swollen and fills, whimpering and truckling forth with powders for infidels. Conformity goes to the force removed. I wear my head as I praise indoors or not. Why should I pray? Why should I venerate and be celebrated? Having pried through the strider, analyzed to a hair, consult with sculptors, and calculate the clothes, I find no strict fact that sticks to my own bones. In all people I see myself, none more and not a very corn less, and the good or bad I say of myself, I say of them. I know I am solid and sound. To me the convergent objects of the universe perpetually flow. All are written to me, and I must get what the writing means. I know I am deathless. I know this orbit of mine cannot be swept by a companion's compass. I know I shall not pass like a child's calicule cut with a burnt stick at night. I know I am aghast. I do not trouble my spirit to investigate itself to be unstudied. I see that the elementary laws never apologize. I reckon I behave no prouder than the level I plant my house by. After all, I exist as I am. That is enough. If no other in the world be aware, I sit content. And if each and all be aware, I sit content. One word is aware, and by far the largest to me, and that is myself. And whether I come to my own today, or in 10,000 or 10,000,000 years, I can cheerfully take it now, or with equal cheerfulness I can wait. My foothold is tender and modest in granted. I left word at what you call dissolution, and I know the amplitude of time. I am the poet of the body, and I am the poet of the soul. The pleasure of heaven are with me, and the pains of here are with me. The first I graft and increase upon myself, the latter I translate into a new tongue. I am the poet of the woman, the same as the man, and I say it is as great to be a woman as to be a man, and I say there is nothing greater than the mother of man. I chant the chant of dilation or pride. We have had ducking and deprecating about enough. I show that size is only development. I will outstrip the rest. Are you the president? It is a trifle. There will more than arrive there every one, and still pass on. I am he that walks with the tender and growing night. I call to the earth, and see half held by the night. Press close, pale bosomed night. Press close, magnetic notion night. Night of south winds. Night of the large few stars. Still nodding night. Mid-necked summer night. Smile, oh, voluptuous, full-breasted earth. Earth of the slumbering and liquid trees, earth of the departed sunset, earth of the mountains misty-topped, earth of the wintry spore of the full moon, just tinged with blue, earth of the shine and dark modeling, the tide of the river, earth of the limped grey of clouds, brighter and clearer for my sake, far swooping elbowed earth, rich apple-blossomed earth, smile, for your lover comes. Prodigal, you have given me love, therefore I to you give love. Oh, unspeakable, passionate love. You see, I resign myself to you also. I guess what you mean. I behold from the beach your cooked, inviting fingers. I believe you refuse to go back without feeling of me. We must have a turn together. I undress. Hurry me out of sight of the land, cushion me soft, rock me in billy drowse, dash me with amorous sweat. I can repay you. Sea of stretched ground swells, sea breathing broad and convulsive breaths, sea of the brine of life, and of unshoveled, yet always ready graves. How love, sepulchre of storms, capricious and dainty sea, I am integral with you. I too am one of one face, and of all faces, particular of influx and efflux, I extoller of hate and conciliation, extoller of aims and those that sleep in each other's arms. I am he, attesting sympathy. Shall I make my list of sins in the house and skip the house that supports them? I am not the poet of goodness only. I do not decline to the poet of weakness also. What blood is about virtue and about vice? Evil propels me, and the reform of evil propels me. I stand indifferent. My guilt to no fault finders or rejections a gate. I moisten the roots of all that has grown. His jewel guess the celestial laws that are yet to be the words over and ratified upon one side a balance, and the antipodal side a balance, soft dexterity as steady helped as stable doctrine, thoughts and the depths of the present our rouse and the early stuff, this minute that comes to me over the past elections, this is no better than it and now. What behaved well in the past and all behave well today is not a such wonder. What behaved well in the past or behaves well today is not such a wonder. The wonder is always and always how there can be a mean man or an infidel, endless unfolding of worlds of ages, and mine a world of more than the world a mass, a world of the face that never balks. Here, or henceforward, it is all the same to me. I accept time absolutely. It alone is without flaw. It alone runs and completes all. That mystic battling wonder alone completes all. I accept reality and dare not question it. Materialism, first and lasting blooming, realm for positive science. Long live exact demonstration. Fetch scripture mixed with clear and French lip life brag. This is a Geolic, this works with a sprinkler, and this is a magician, and this is a mathematician. Gentlemen, to you, the first honors always. Your factors are useful, and yet they are not my dwelling. I but enter by them to an area of my dwelling. Lesser reminders of practice taught my words, and more. The reminders say of life untold, and of freedom and execution, and make short account of rulers and counters, and favor men and women fully equipped, and beat the gun of revolt, and stop with fugitives, and them that plot and conspire. Walt Whitman, a cosmos of Manhattan, the sun, turbulent, fleshy, sensual, eating, drinking, and breathing. No sentimentalist, no standard above men and women, or apart from them. No more modest than immodest. Unscrew the locks of the doors, unscrew the doors themselves from the jambs. Whoever degrades another degrades me, and whatever is done or said returns at last to me. Through me the affluent surgeon me, and through me the current and the index. I speak the past word primeval, I give the sign of democracy. By God, I will accept nothing which all cannot have their counterpart of on the same terms. Through me, many long dumb voices of the interminable generations of prisoners, the slaves, voices of disease and despairing and of thieves and swords, voices of circles of depression and corruption, and of the rise of them, and the others are done upon, of the deformed, trivial, flat, foolish, despised. Fog in the air, billows rolling balls of down. Through me, forbidden voices, voices of sexes and lusts, voices fail, and I remove the veil. Voices indecent by inclassified and transfigured. I do not press my fingers across my mouth. I keep as delicate around the bones as around the head and heart. Accomplish is no more rank to me and than death is. I believe in the flesh and the appetites, seeing, feeling are miracles, and each part and tack of me is a miracle. Divine and am I inside and out, and I make holy whatever I touch, or am touched from. The scent of them armpits armor fitter than prayer. This had more than churches, Bibles, and all the creeds. If I worship one thing more than another, it shall be the bread of my own body or my part of it. Transparent amount of me, it shall be you. For masculine culture, it shall be you. Whatever goes the tales of me, it shall be you. You, my rich blood, your milky straw, pale dripping of my life, breast that breasts against other breast, it shall be you. My brain, it shall be your occult convolutions, root of washed sweet flag, timorous palm snipe, net of guarded duped eggs. It shall be you, mixed tasseled hay of head, beard, or brown. It shall be you, trickling instead of maple, fiber of managed wheat. It shall be you, sun so generous. It shall be you, vapors lighting and shading my face. It shall be you. You sweaty brooks and stews, it shall be you. Winds whose soft drinking tinctures rub against me, it shall be you. Broad, muscular fields, branches of life, oak, loving lounger in my winding path, it shall be you. Hands I have taken, face I have kissed, model I have ever touched, it shall be you. I dote on myself. There is that lot of me, and all so luscious. Each moment and whatever happens thrills me with joy. I cannot tell how my ankle bend, nor well the cause of my vanquish, nor the cause of friendship I meet, nor the cause of friendship I take again. That I walk up my stop, I pause to consider if it really be. A morning glory at the window satisfies me more than the manuscript of books. To behold the day break, the little light fades, the immense and the distant shadows, the, the, the air tastes good to my palate. Hefts of the moving world at incorrect cables silently rising, freshly exuding, shooting, shooting correctly high and low. Something I cannot see, put upward, libidinous proms, seas of bright jewels, fills heaven. The earth by the sky stayed with the daily close of the junction. The heave challenged from the east, that movement over my head, the mocking thought, seize them whenever you shall be master, deadly and tremendous. How quick the sunrise would kill me, if I could not now and always send sunrise out of me. We also ascend deadly and tremendous as the sun. We found our own of my soul in the calm and cool of the daybreak. My voice goes after what my eyes cannot reach. With the tread of my tongue, I muse words and the volumes of words. Speech is the twin of my vision. It is in equal to measure itself. It provokes me forever. It says satisfactorily, "Well, you contain enough. Why don't you let it out then? Come on now. I will not be content loud. You consist too much consideration. Do you know, O speech, how the brutes beneath you are folded, waiting in gloom, protected by frost, the dirt receding before my practical screams? I, underlying causes to balance them at last. My knowledge, my life parts. It keeps in tally with the meaning of all things, happiness, which whoever hears me, let him or her set out in search of this day. And my final end, I refuse you. I refuse putting from me what I really am. Encompass words, but never try to encompass me. I crowd your quickly and blast by simply looking toward you. Writing and talk do not prove me. I carry the plan of proof and everything else in my face. With the hush of my lips, I wholly confound the skeptic. Now, I will do nothing but listen, to accrue what I hear into the sound, to let sounds contribute toward it. I hear breathing of birds, rustle, gossip of flame, crack of sticks cooking my meals. I hear the sound I love, the sound of human voice. I hear all sounds running together, combined, fused, or following. Sounds of the city and the sound of out of city, sounds of the day and the night, talkative young ones who to those that like them, the loud laugh of work people at their meals. The angry bass of disjointed friendship, the faint tones of the sick, the judge with hands tied to the desk, his pale lips pronouncing a death sentence, the heave of stevedores unlading ships by the walls, the refrain of the anchor lifters, the ring of alarm bells, the cry of fire, the swift streaking engines, and hose coach with promontory tin color and color lights, the steam whistle, the solid roar of the train of approaching cars, the slow march play at the head of the association, marching two or two. They go to guard some cause. The flag tops are draped with black muslin. I feel the violoncello. 'Tis the young man's heart's content. I hear the key connect. It glides quickly in through my ears. It shakes match sweet pants through my belly and breast. I hear the chorus. It is a grand opera. Ah, this is indeed its music. This suits me. Tender, large, and fresh as the creation fills me. The oblique flex of his mouth is pouring and filling me full. I hear the train soprano woodwork with hers it is. The Oscar wells me wider than orifice. It renders such odors for me. It did not know I possessed them. It sails me, adept with bare feet. They are licked by the indolent waves. I am caught by bitter and angry hail. I lose my breath, stepped my amate, honeyed more prime. My wind dips torrid in fakes of death. At length let up again to feel the puzzle of puzzles, and that we call being. To be in any form, what is that? Round and round we go, all of us, and ever come back thither. It's nothing lay more developed. The coffer in its cover shall be enough. Mine is not Mine is no colored shell. I have instant conductors and all over me, whether I pass or stop. They seize every object and let it harmlessly through me. I merely stir, press, feel with my fingers, and I'm happy to touch my person to someone else is about as much as I can stand, resisting a touch, quivering me to a new identity, frames, and either me making a rush for my veins, treacherous tubes of me reaching and crowding to help them, my flesh and blood playing out blatantly struck what is hardly different from myself. On all sides period provokers stiffening my limbs, straining the ardor of my heart for its vital drive, behaving innocent toward me, taking no denial, depriving me of my best as for a purpose, unbuttoning my clothes, holding me by the bare waist, deluding my confusion with the calm of the sunlight, and the passing fields immolate the fellow sense away, the breath of the sweet and the grace at the edge of me, no consideration, no regard for my draining strength or my anger, fetching the rest of the herd around to enjoy them a while. Then, all uniting to stand on a headland and worry me. The centuries desert other part of me. They have left me, helpless, to a wretched murder. They all come to the headland to witness and assistant against me. I am given up by traitors. I talked wildly. I have lost my wit. I am nobody else. I am the straight traitor. I went myself first to the headland. My own hands carried me there. You villain touch, what are you doing? My breath is tight in its throat. Unclench your flute edge. You are too much for me. Blood-loving wretched touch. Shit, who touched charge? Did it make you ache so, leaving me? Fortune tracked by arriving. Perpetual payment of perpetual loan. Rich showering rain and reckless richer afterwards. Sprouts take and accumulate, stand by the curb, pearly and vital, landscapes projected masculine, full-sight and golden,